Your final answer. Do you have your final answer? Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday morning. It's time for the beginning of a new work week. And got a word for you of impartation on this morning for Morning Manna. Glad to be with you on this morning. And if it's your first, second, or third time joining us, please let us know who you are, where you are, so we can shout you out. Welcome to Morning Manna Fam. Welcome to Morning Manna Fam. Anitra, how are you on this morning? What an excellent morning it is, and got a word for you on this morning as well. But before we get into that, just want to know, did you go to church? Where did you go to church? Shout your man or woman of God out and your church, and what the man or woman of God ministered. What did they minister on yesterday? While we wait for the Manna Fam to get on board. Good morning, Betty. How are you? Grand morning to you. Good morning, Brenda. Grand morning to you, Larry. Verena, how are you all on this morning? Lena, how are you, home girl? Is everything well? Let me know. Put it in the chat area. Just want to shout you out at the beginning of this work week. At the beginning of this work week. This morning, I want to deal with your final answer. Your final answer. The text, the talk, the takeaway. The text is this: Matthew 24:36. But of that day when the Son of Man cometh, no man knows the hour nor the day, not even the angels in heaven know when the Son of Man cometh. Not even the angels in heaven. Here is Jesus, and Jesus is asked, when is the end of time? When are we going to establish God's kingdom? When are we going to get back? And it's the Jews. He's talking to them, and in the 24th chapter, he begins this long teaching on what we would call in theology eschatology, the end times. And so his audience wants to know, when will it end? When is our Messiah coming? When will the end of time come? And Jesus' response is, no man knows the day nor the hour when the Son of Man cometh. Not even the angels in heaven. Only my Father in heaven knows that. Only my Father in heaven knows that. Your final answer. Did you realize, when I think about it, it reminds me of the game show, very popular game show, a couple, 3 years ago. And you had to have your final answer. When they asked you this, that, or the other, you had an opportunity to win about $1 million, I believe. And they would even permit you to call a friend. But after you talked to the friend, after you looked at the options, you still had to have your final answer. And then they would ask you, is this your final answer? In life, you better have your final answer. There are three times when you need to have your final answer. But before I share that, let me just say this. This year, it's been a tough year. I have seen both young and old having to be ready for their final answer. Even on last night, I had a life changer family member to have their final answer. There three times, and it just really stuck with me, laid in my heart, went to bed with it in my spirit, woke up with it in my spirit, and just wanted to share this. There's three times when you need to have your final answer. So the first one is when you wake up in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, you got to make up in your mind, today I'm going to live for the Lord. Today I'm going to live, not tomorrow. I'm going to live for the Lord today. You got to have a final answer that I'm going to live for him today. The second time you need to have your final answer is when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep. Yeah. When you go to sleep, there's a prayer I always pray. I always pray before I close my eyes, because you know that when you sleep, that's the closest you come to death. I wear this aura ring, and this aura ring here gives me all of my vitals. I can look on my phone and see my vitals. I can also see my sleep. I can see that my heart rate goes down so low, 39 beats a minute, that low, that I'm in an unconscious state, if you will. That's how close we get to death when we sleep. So before I go to sleep, I always have this one prayer: Lord, forgive me of my sins. Cleanse me from all unrighteousness. And God, if I were to wake and see you, let it be in peace. I always pray that prayer before I go to bed. The third time that you need to have your final answer is when you come up with temptation. Lead me not into temptation. Yeah, yeah. When I come up to temptation, my mother's favorite hymn, she said, was, Lord, with each temptation that I come, give me the ability to overcome it. Yeah, yeah. When I think about that, and it kind of resonates right now, because I've seen this year, both young and old, having to be ready with their final answer. So I raise this question today as we begin this week together. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: when is Jesus coming? Every day he shows up for someone. Every day he shows up and he asks the question, is this your final answer? Is this your final answer? Your final answer is, you're going to live for me? Are you ready to die for me? And are you overcoming the things that will keep you nothing is worth you missing heaven for? Nothing. The Lord be with you today. His face shine upon you and give you peace. And I know that the Manna fam, we already got our final answer. Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more morning manna. God bless you.